nonetheless, don't mess with the Freemasons.
And so how long has this organization been in the making? How many years?
Well, at least as far as being a organization that's about spirituality and philosophy, since the early 1600s.
It's a organization, a secretive organization of businessmen.
I'm just gonna search it up. Wait, I don't know how to spell them.
A fraternal organization that trace their origins to the local...
What?
I can't read.
This doesn't make sense.
I guess a Freemason would have the ability to lie if the question was posed to them, are you a Freemason?
Do you think they could like morph their bodies maybe? That's a Freemason?
I just think we gotta be careful, that's all.
An invisible brotherhood has pulled the strings behind presidents, popes, bankers, and kings. They wore no crowns, but they shaped empires. They call themselves Freemasons, bound by silence, fueled by symbols, and hidden in plain sight. But now, something's changing. Footage is leaking, rituals exposed, secret handshakes decoded. Millions are watching, millions are waking up, and just as the curtain begins to lift, one of their own vanishes. No reason, no warning, just gone. Reverend Canon Dr. Joseph Morrow, a high-ranking Freemason, erased from the public eye. Why now? What secrets are unraveling? What are they trying to bury? There's one book they never wanted you to read, written by a 33rd degree Freemason, a blueprint hidden in ink. Its name, Morals and Dogma. And once you open it, you'll never look at your world the same way again. Because this isn't just about handshakes in shadowy halls. It's about your beliefs, your identity, your reality. This isn't conspiracy, it's architecture. And you've been living inside the design all along. They don't need to imprison your body, not when they already own your mind. You are inside the new temple. You didn't knock, you didn't enter, but you're already part of the ritual. To the public, Freemasonry is a social fraternity. Men in aprons, charity drives, legacy handshakes. But Morals and Dogma reveals something far more unsettling. The Freemasonry most members experience, just a mask. According to Albert Pike, the blue degrees are but the outer court of the temple. Most Masons believe they've reached the top at the 3rd degree. They have no idea they're still outside the gate, fed half-truths, kept in the dark. Because the real power? That begins at degree 33.000. You don't apply for the 33rd degree. You don't earn it by time served. You're chosen. And when you look at who's been chosen, something feels off. These aren't just names from history. They are architects of the modern world. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the man who rewired America's financial nervous system during the Great Depression. His policies reshaped the economy. But who whispered in his ear? J. Edgar Hoover, the shadow king of surveillance. He built the FBI into a machine of control, monitoring not just threats, but movements, leaders, even presidents. Winston Churchill, the Lion of Britain. He stood against Hitler, yes, but his wartime strategies were deeply rooted in esoteric alliances and secret orders. Lyndon B. Johnson, a man who stepped into power after JFK's assassination. With him came the Vietnam War, the Great Society, and the echoes of silence around what really happened in Dallas. Walt Disney, not just a filmmaker, a myth maker. He created entire realities that shaped childhoods, belief systems, and global culture. But behind the magic, symbolism, secrets, architecture of the mind. They didn't just hold power, they shaped what we call reality. Coincidence or initiation? Let's go deeper. Look at the Great Seal, the Washington Monument, the unfinished pyramid. These aren't just relics. They are encoded instructions, architectures of belief. Now look at your wallet, the US dollar bill. It's not just currency, it's a ritual in your pocket. The all-seeing eye, the Latin phrases, the pyramid with 13 steps. Every symbol whispers a silent command. This is power, this is truth, this is order. You were taught to see money as value, but few ever ask who designed its symbolism and why. These emblems are not decorative, they're declarative. They declare control. And the more familiar they seem, the deeper their spell runs. Inside the 33rd degree, the teachings change. It's no longer about rituals, it's about reprogramming perception, how symbols bypass logic and rewire the subconscious, how belief shapes behavior, how mass identity can be molded from the top down. Pike writes, symbols are not just allegorical, They are vehicles of profound truth. They don't decorate reality, they design it. Think, obelisks in Washington and the Vatican, the square and compass etched in stone. These aren't random, they're scripts. Now imagine this power in modern hands. Logos, emojis, filters, every app icon you tap, every like you chase. Digital symbols with hypnotic impact. But the deepest secret isn't about government, wealth, or war. It's about identity. At the highest level, reality doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. Kobe Bryant became the Black Mamba. Beyoncé became Sasha Fierce. David Bowie became Ziggy Stardust. And Jay-Z, he became Hova, short for Jehovah. These weren't alter egos. They were chosen identities. Power upgrades, new programs installed. Freemasons undergo symbolic death and rebirth for the same reason. You cannot influence the world until you master yourself. It's the oldest truth hidden in plain sight. From the Egyptian mystery schools to the Eleusinian rites, initiation was never about group belonging. It was about becoming a new being. Here's the truth. You were never raised. You were programmed. From birth, your subconscious was a canvas, painted by governments, corporations, media. They used symbols to prime your mind, language to shape your self-worth, and crisis to control your behavior. Order out of chaos, not just a slogan, a master formula. You were given a name, a school uniform, a belief system. You didn't choose it, it was installed. And now, social media gives you new rituals. Curate your identity, perform for approval, measure your worth in hearts and followers. What were once secret rites are now global habits. This isn't random. This is choreography, a playbook, and it always runs in 3 acts. Act 1, symbols. They're everywhere. You think they're harmless, just logos, brands, art, but symbols don't ask for your attention. They hijack your emotion. They bypass logic and write directly to your subconscious. One glance and 1,000 lines of code install silently. Act 2, rituals. You think you're scrolling, watching, participating, but you're performing, along with millions of others. Moments of silence, breaking news banners, trending hashtags. They're not just updates, they're emotional synchronizers, mass programming in real time. Act 3, crisis, the trigger, the tremor that shakes the system, or more accurately, that justifies a new one. People panic, leaders act, and the new rules slide in while the world's still in shock. Sound familiar? 9/11, terror struck. You gave up privacy. 2008, markets crashed. You bailed out the elite. 2020, lockdowns hit. You surrendered your routine, your breath, your sense of normal. Problem plus reaction plus solution. That's the blueprint. Create the wound, offer the bandage, but the bandage always comes with chains. And the power? It doesn't go back. It never does. What once whispered behind the doors of secret lodges now unfolds on your screen. Because the lodge has changed. It's not built of stone anymore. It's built of screens, apps, feeds, algorithms that know you better than you know yourself. Welcome to the new temple. You didn't knock, you didn't enter, but you're already inside. And the ritual? It's already underway. You see it now. The pattern, the system, the spell. And here's the truth. You don't have to follow the script. You never did. Because the greatest secret they never wanted you to know is that you can write your own. You can reclaim your mind, reclaim your identity, install a new program, one you choose. Here's how. Wake up from autopilot. Don't just go through the motions. Interrupt them. Ask yourself, who am I right now? Not yesterday, not years ago. Now then design who you want to become. How does that version of you think, speak, move through the world? Not in fantasy, in frequency. Now act like them. Even when there's no evidence yet. Even when no one believes you've changed. Especially then. Surround yourself with symbols of your future self. Objects, words, colors, clothing. Let your environment echo your evolution. Do it again and again. Until it's no longer a performance. It's who you are. Not fake, not forced, embodied. Because you are not one fixed self. You are formless, fluid, capable of becoming anything you align with. Think of Tyler Perry, homeless, living in his car, rejected, ignored, laughed at. But in his mind, he wasn't broken. He was already a filmmaker, a storyteller, a mogul. He showed up to empty theaters like they were full, wrote scripts like millions would one day read them. He lived it before it was real. And now, he owns one of the largest film studios in the world. That's not luck, that's alignment. And when you stop waiting for permission, When you stop outsourcing your power, that's when it happens. You stop being the follower and become the author, the creator, the architect, the sovereign. The real secret of Freemasonry was never locked in a temple. It wasn't hidden in robes or whispered in rituals. It was hidden in plain sight. It's not about handshakes. It's not about symbols carved in stone. It's about the one force that governs everything, identity. Because if they can shape who you believe you are, they don't need to chain your body. They already own your mind. And once you see that, truly see it, you can't unsee it. Every advertisement, every trend, every headline, every crisis, it's all designed to steer the answer to one question: who will you be? And now that the veil has lifted, now that you know the blueprint, now that the silence is broken, you can't go back. You're not the same. You've seen behind the curtain. And from this moment on, you are either the creation or the creator. So the final question isn't just rhetorical, it's spiritual, it's strategic, it's everything. Who are you becoming?